Evening people, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we've got the team versus team. So this is P1RC versus TRM. Not too sure what TRM means. It's Tamas Racing, whatever the M is, I don't know. But yes, team versus team tonight. I'm not sure how the format's laid out. Let's just have a look. So it's two 30-minute races. Both standard starts, reverse grid for race 2. So just waiting on Don Dotter to join the room. I think it's going to be a 5v5. It was going to be a 7 versus 7, but it turns out that I believe some of the TRM boys can't make it, so we've chopped it down to a 5v5. So team-wise, we've got Mocking Weeks, Ghost Realm Gaming, Benny, all the numbers, Dylan Curtin and P1 Don when he arrives, driving for P1. And driving for TRM, we've got TRM Marco Petty, TRM Theunsa. I'm going to change these names to protect the innocent at some point. TRM Malihu 1, TRM Hedge Dust G, and TRM Byrobi. So yes, we're going to change those names up. We've got TRM Mark, TRM The, TRM Manny, TRM Hedge, and TRM Byro for now. So P1's in the house. So we've got a 15-minute quali into 2 races. Like I say, just waiting for Don Dotter to get his car choice and everything sorted out. Sean, evening mate, how you doing? Yes, I'm alright, thank you mate, I'm alright. I need a haircut is what I need. Right, so just about to start the 15 minutes of quali. Don't know anything about these TRM boys, these Tamas Racing. Be interesting to see how they get on. I don't recognise any of the racers either. I know we've had some foreign teams put the challenges out to some of the British teams, but there's been a lot of different teams. We've had Hungarians and Italians and all sorts of stuff. So we are live from Nürburgring GP tonight. Not a bad track, I don't mind it. Had some good results here, so yeah, settings just being changed. We are just about to start quali. So I don't believe there's any tyre wear. I think it's fuel depletion only for this one. Fuel depletion is set at ×4. Bop is on, so all cars running the same, and they are all using the Renault RCZ. That's the Gr3, so it's rear wheel drive, makes it a little bit of a handful. Let's not exit the lobby. Ghost Realm Gaming being first man out on track so far, so livery's all done for the P1 boys as well. I'm assuming Scooby's done these for the lads. Darksmoka smashed on the cars, so that's good to see. So Ghost Realm first one out for P1, and we just stick all the usual gubbins on. Yeah, not a bad track this one, not a bad track at all. On board with Ghost Realm as we come down to the hairpin. On the grass or on the sand, you've got to be careful with that. We saw it happen to VQS Dawson the other night in the Gr3s on Wednesday. Interesting to know how much practice each team has had. I know the P1 boys have had a fair chunk of practice. I don't know how much practice the Tamas boys have had. They have jumped in 1 or 2 lobbies with the P1 boys. To give the video a quick like, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much. Tell your mates, tell your mums, obviously, that goes without saying. Right, let's get out of this view. Let's have a look at Ghost Realm. So first of the hot lap started now then. Mark has closed that gap a little bit, possibly running a slightly quicker lap, but these are only out laps, so not too much to worry about yet. Yep, no idea if these TRM boys are clean drivers. Like I say, absolutely no idea about any of them. I believe the P1 boys have had a couple of practice lobbies with them, and that's about it. To you lot, it's the Peugeot RCZ, not the Renault. Does it really matter? May as well be the same car. The TRM boys have all got their own livery as well. It's quite fancy looking. I don't know which one of the TRM boys have done those. Doing a bit of fuel burning. Not really. Here's the last one out on track, so I think we've got the first of the... Oh no, he's just managed to get himself past the Ghost Rock Gaming, but we have got the first of the hot times coming up now. Let this melee of cars get across the line before we run through the order, because it will chop and change. So, Dylan Kjorton for the P1 team currently holds the fastest lap. He's on 1:54.4, just quicker than TRM Mali in third as well, 1:54.8, not that far back either, only half a second. Benny for P1 in fourth, Mockin in fifth, TRM Biro in sixth. TRM Mark 1:56.2, he's in 7th. Ghost Trail in 8th with a 1:57.8. Now 9th. And P1 Don yet to complete his hot lap, so we'll just stick with him as he comes across the line. So 1:57 for P1 Don, still in 10th. So Dylan Kjorton, fastest man so far. The French guys. What French guys? So can TRM the those few thousandths to take the pole position off of Dylan. We'll wait and see. So the TRM boys starting to fill up the front of the pack. They're holding 3 of the top 4 spots at the minute. So Dylan Kjorton unable to go quicker. TRM the unable to go quicker either. Oh, sorry, he's just going to the lighthouse, but still unable to go quicker. Mali unable to go quicker either. He's still in 4th. CJ, evening brother, how you doing? Valium, how you doing, my friend? Yeah, not sure what's happening with Don at the minute. He's just rolling around at the back of the pack at the minute. No tow from anyone, so he's going to put those times down himself. I don't know whether he's trying to lose a bit of fuel. Actually, he might be. But Dylan's out front at the minute. Still about 1:54.4. set for qualifying time. Okay, he's chucked himself up into 6th. What's he put in? He's put in a 1:55.1 as Don. So he can go quicker. So I've not driven these Peugeots. I've no idea what they feel like. Rolling around at the back. We've got Monkey Weeds, P1 Don, Ghost Realm and Benny. Dylan Kilton holding out for P1 at the minute in that top spot. Just going quicker as well, so he's putting a 1:54.401. Piling more pressure on the TRM boys. Somebody will have to let me know in the comments whether it's a points thing or just first across the line kind of flex. Yeah, TRM boys in 2nd, 3rd and 4th. There's a big chunk of cars to get through for the P1 boys. Points, there we go. This is anything to go, boy. The P1 boys have got to work on the hands. TRM Hedge has just gone quicker overall, 1:54.397. So 4,000th quicker than Dylan. Unable to go quicker than 1:54.5 then for 3rd place. TRM Vert. Ali still holding on to that 2nd lap as well, 1:54.8. Mocking his 3rd lap mark is 1:55.093. P1 Don unable to beat that 1:55 treble 1 at the minute. Only 7th, still lap 2. Expect them to be going a little bit quicker with less fuel on as they progress through qualifying. So Roby, he's in 8th with a 1:55.4, so that's his prize lap on lap 4. Ghost Realm into 9th. TRM Marcopetti 1:55.8, sitting at the back of the pack, so it's a 5v5 then. So he's still putting in purples. So 5 minutes left of quali. Still plenty of time to try and better those times. Let's just stick with Hedge, see if he manages to beat this one. Does, 1:54.013. Quicker again. So it looks like they've put the hours in at this track in this particular car as well. P1 Don, he chucks himself up into 2nd with a 1:54.4. Still 0.4 of a second slower than 1st place Hedge. Pushes Dylan down a spot. Only by 1,000th of a second though. Shout outs for P1 Don from Valley of Rage or Michael Hepburn. Let's see what he's got as he comes through this next time in line. Dylan Kilton taking that 2nd place back off of Don though. And he's down by 2/10. Starting to forced their way up the pack a little bit. We've got TRM in first, P1 second, P1 third, TRM fourth, TRM fifth, P1 sixth, P1 seventh, TRM eighth, TRM ninth, and P1 in 10th. So not a bad spread at the minute. So 2.5 minutes remaining. Let's see what P1 Don's got. Unable to go quicker, 1:54.495. Still holds on to third. Where's the nearest driver to the line? Where's he gone? Here we go, to see what Dylan's got then. He comes around that final turn. Oh, sorry, wrong. I'm looking at the track that way round. He's still going to be the first man to cross the line. So, can he get that 100th of a second to take the pole back off of TRM Hedge? Let's see, get another lap in. Let's see sector times. He does 1:53.965. So nearly 500ths quicker than TRM Hedge. Puts him on pole position. TRM Hedge then in second. P1 Don in third. TRM third, just popping himself back up into third, taking that position off of Don. Don out of 4, TRM Mali in 5th, Mark in 6th, TRM Mark in 6th, Benny in 7th, Mocking Weeks in 8th, TRM Byro in 9th, and Ghost Realm still in 10th. He's gone a little bit quicker though, 1:55.5. While TRM Hedge has come back though. He's now got 1:53.942. So just chopping little tiny chunks out of each other's time. Some purple sectors on the board for Dylan. Let's hope it's a good lap. Both running it wide there. This naughty little left-hander into the naughty right. Let's see what he's got as he comes across this next timing line. Still looking pretty quick. He's still up. He could snatch this at the end of quali. So this is the final lap of qualifying. Don't think any of the drivers, no, nobody crossed the line yet. Dylan will be the first man to cross the line with the now the flag's dropped. Can he keep that momentum? Is Hedge on a faster lap? So Dylan comes across the line for pole position. He's got a 1:53.902. Where's Hedge? So you got sector-wise. So purple sectors again for Hedge. He could be taking the pole straight back off of Dylan. This lap count, I think they're still crossing the line. Yes, they are still picking up those times, although Hedge has got it a little bit wide through that final chicane. He's picked up a penalty as well, so that's that lap gone. But in the meantime, TRM the Unser has snatched pole position with a 1:53.869. So Dylan has to settle for second. Hedge in third, P1 Dom fourth, TRM Mali fifth, TRM Mark in 6th, Benny in 7th, Mocking Weeks in 8th, Ghost Realm Gaming actually gaining a position there of 1:55.2 up to 9th, and TRM Byro in 10th position. So that is grid order. I've got 2 30-minute races for you lot now, reverse grid for race 2. I may have to disappear in the break to grab myself another brown fizzy pop. So race order, TRM, the Unser, Dylan, TRM Hedge, P1 Don, TRM Mali, TRM Mark, Benny, Mocking Weeks, Ghost Realm Gaming and TRM Biro. Right, let's see what happens into turn 1 then. So revs are up, the lights are on, they're away. It's a good start. Maybe a little bit of a slow start from the Unser. That's allowed Hedge through side by side with Dylan as they head down to turn 1. Dylan not quite able to hold the inside line from Hedge, so has to back off into second. Although Hedge did look like he was running a bit wide there. He's managed to hold on to it. So Dylan into second, then the Unser third. P1 in fourth, but about to get undertaken by Benny, but to come back down the inside to take that position. So P1 Don in fourth, Benny fifth, TRM Mali in 6th, TRM Mark in 7th, Mocking Weeks in 8th, Ghost Realm Gaming in 9th, picking up a penalty already, Ghost Realm, as has Byroby, so Byroby in 10th. So Hedge leading us through the hairpin for the first time. Reg, evening mate, how you doing? Trying to hang on to him, he's got to be careful of the Unser behind him. Right on his tailpipes, he's going to take a timely little mistake. Dylan slotting himself into the slipstream of the Hedge. Right on his tail now as they head down to one of the longer straights. Will he get a good enough run into the chicane? Got a little bit wide there. Slipstream going to be enough. Looks like Hedge has gone defensive. Dylan unable to make a move into the chicane then on lap 1. Has to settle for second. The Unser third. P1 Don in fourth. Still Benny fifth. TRM Mali sixth. So picked up a penalty somewhere. Half a second he's got to try and lose now. Mocking Weeks in 7th. Ghost Realm Gaming up into 8th. TRM Byroby in 9th and TRM Marco Petty in 10th now. So Hedge still under plenty of pressure up front from Dylan Curtin. Dylan himself still under a bit of pressure from TRM the Unser. A bit of weave in there from the Unser, whether he got that turn a little bit wrong. P1 Don slowly closing the gap on his drivers in front. He's got a bit of a penalty to drop. Not too far back either. Benny also dragging Mali with him. Mali's also got a penalty to lose as well. So Mocking Weeks in 7th. Bit of a gap in front and behind to Mali and Ghost Realm. He's got a second either side of him. Ghost Realm in 8th, still holding that chunk of penalty. Gonna try and drop that. TRM Byroby not too far off him, less than a second back. Marco Petty just losing a bit more time, 2.3 seconds back to Marco. Not sure what's happening with Marco, I didn't see him go off track, I've not had to see him drop a penalty or anything. So we're back to this same section. Can Dylan, who's looking a lot closer to TRM Hedge this lap. Dylan already down the inside, although Hedge is going to have the inside line into the chicane. Dylan should have run him deep like I did to Valium last year. He went nowhere to go, did he, Valium? And I just snuck down the inside. But Dylan, he's looking dangerous. No, unfortunately he's had to back out of that into the final turn as well. Thought they were almost side by side through there. Board with Hedge coming down the start finish straight. We've got Dylan taking the wider line. A bit of a drift in the background from the Unser. That's going to slow him down a little bit. It's going to allow P1 Don to close up on him. So top 5 still quite tightly packed. Not that far apart, to be honest. Going to try and stick on the tailpipes of TRM Hedge if he's going to try and make an attack. So just stretching out a little bit. drive by Dylan, closes in on the braking. Both drivers running a little bit wide there. Dylan closing up on the braking massively, just compromises his exit speed a little bit though. So he needs to be close on the exit of this turn here, nowhere near close enough on this lap. You can see TRM Hedge putting in purple sectors for lap 3. The slipstream starting to come in now, but again, Dylan just too far back to make any moves into that chicane. So let's run through the order quickly and see what's going on. Hedge still holding top spot then, being chased closely by Dylan. TRM, the Unser, again a bit of glitching, a bit of drifting from the Unser. I'm not too sure which it is when he's going sideways around some of these corners. He's currently sitting in 3rd. P1 Don second back in 4th. He's managed to make himself up a penalty somewhere. He's dropped a big chunk of that though. So he's sitting in 4th. Benny in 5th. Half a second back as well for Benny. Mali in 6th, 1.3 seconds back, so a bit of a gap developing between 5th and 6th. Mali also got 2 seconds penalty to try and drop now as well. Markin in 7th. So just a little bit off the back of Mali at the minute, 1.7 seconds. He should be able to gain that back once Mali starts dropping his penalty. Ghost Gaming in 8th. To defend off the 2 TRM drivers behind him. Still got a penalty to lose, as has Byrobi in 9th. And Marco Petty closed that gap up on these drivers after losing his 2 seconds odd penalty. Still in 10th at the minute. So Hedge still holding top spot. Dylan unable to make anything work around that first half of the lap. Top 3 have pretty much looked like this from race start. Managed to pull a little bit more time over 4th place P1 Don. I think that's due to him losing that, trying to lose that penalty though. Losing too quick, he doesn't want to lose that position to Benny, although being teammates, he still wants to come, you know, 4th rather than 5th, I'm sure. So Benny in 5th. Lost a bit of that time to Mali now. That was 1.3, it's now 0.7. Markin meets 7th. So he's pulled a bit of a gap from Ghost Realm, 2 seconds. He's dropped his penalty. Ghost Realm has not. Ghost Realm pulled more time over by, Marco Petty. Marco Petty getting himself passed by Roby now. So the TRM boys swapping positions at the back. By Roby still got to drop that penalty. So Hedge still holding on to top spot, only just though. We've got Dylan 0.2 of a second back. To stay this close down that down that back straight towards the chicane. Losing a little bit of time through there. So on board with Dylan then as he looks to chase down TRM Hedge in front, exploring those track limits. Take the straightest line through there as possible. Dylan getting it a little bit wrong, losing a tiny bit of time through there. Chopping that curve off as well. So again, he's over half a second back now into this turn where he should be right under that rear wing. He's actually got to be careful he doesn't come under an attack from the Unser behind him. So close, he might be able to get this done. Dylan sticking his car in the middle of the track. Does the Unser go down the... Tries to go down the inside, but nowhere for him to go. So Dylan holds on to that spot. A little bit of contact. So you can't fit 2 cars through that chicane. Not very well anyway. So Dylan holds on to 2nd, but that has allowed TRM Hedge to gain half a second from him. Still pretty tightly packed. Benny's got it wrong somewhere. Benny's now dropped way off the pace. He's coming under pressure from Mali. So he's now 2.2 back from P1 Don, and under masses of pressure from 6th place TRM Mali at the minute. He's got that penalty to lose. Still in 7th, unable to close the gap up on these drivers in front. Ghost Gaming still 2.5 seconds back. He's still holding 2.5 seconds from Marco Petty as well. Roby, he's still holding on to that 0.3 of a second penalty. I think he's getting kind of attached to that. He's now a second back almost from Marco Petty. Just losing a bit of time then at the back. So Hedge has managed to pull the gap to almost a second. In the background, Dylan's having to go mega defensive from the Unser. This is what's allowing Hedge to disappear. It's also allowing P1 Don to close in on this battle as well. So it could benefit Dylan yet. If P1 Don gets close enough to start piling the pressure on the Unser, it could just leave Dylan free to go chase down the Hedge. So the Unser does get down the inside. Oh, maybe a little bit of contact. Dylan Kjorton getting nudged off track through the chicane there. And then Benny almost being pushed off track by Mali. Looks like he was pretty much pushing him out of the way as he went around the corner. Not sure what's happening here. I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like to me. Now he's going to might lose his place to Dylan as well. Dylan might lose his place to Mali. Through there, so 3 wide as they head through the Mercedes arena. Benny's going to hold on to 4th just. Can Dylan sneak down the inside for that 5th position back? Not quite. TRM Mali's blocked him straight off, so holds on to 5th at the minute. Dylan Kjorton from 2nd down to 6th now. He won't be happy with that. Picked up more penalty, 2.4 seconds. He's now got to try and drop. Marking Weeks picking up a penalty, closing in on those drivers in front. Ghost Gaming, so he's lost a lot of time. Marco Petty closed up on him. More penalty for Ghost then 1.2 seconds. So probably trying to lose that penalty to allow Marco Petty to close up. Nairobi still trying to lose his penalty, but losing more time as well. 2.7 seconds back in 10th. So Hedge then, he's pulled out 1.8 second lead due to the contact between Dylan and the Unser. In the meantime, P1 Don has managed to sneak through that fight and get himself up into 2nd. Benny has got himself up into 3rd, just about. He's going to drag Dylan with him. So he's got the inside line for the chicane. Dylan's coming down the inside as well, so 2 P1 boys are almost coming through there. Again, looks like there's a little bit of contact between the Unser and Dylan. Nothing as brutal as the lap or so before when we saw Dylan off track. Mali's got to think about dropping that 2.4 second penalty. Chunk to try and lose. You've got to be careful from the attacks from Mocking Weeks in the background as well. The Unser now down in 7th place. That's kind of what happened to Dylan. Goes for a game in 8th then. He's still got to watch Marco Petty right behind him. Frederick, close racing again. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Strom's got to think about dropping his penalty as well in front of Marco Petty. He's going to stand any chance of driving at full race pace to get away from him. Nairobi losing more time, not losing that penalty either. 3 seconds down on the pack. So Hedge extending a little bit more, 1.9 seconds, although getting that bit a tiny bit wrong. Just extends to 2 seconds, but P1 Don closing up on him a little bit. So Benny third then, Dylan back up into fourth, still being hounded by Mally. Losing it around there, running a little bit wide. Still got a big chunk of penalty to lose as well. Weeks now only 1.4 seconds back. He's got half a second penalty to lose. Just got to be careful of the attacks from the Unser in front. Who's that almost got it wrong? Mally. Oh, Mally's got the chicane all wrong. Oh, Mally's having a mare. He's got the chicane all wrong. He's been reset to track. He's tried to set off again, and the rear-wheel drive GR3s have just spun him around in a circle. Now Mally, unfortunately, is down in 10th position. Ghostrel Gaming in the pits now, though. So halfway through race one, he comes in for a new set of tyres. No fuel, though. Why did he not take on board fuel? I think that's what you're meant to go in for, Ghostrel. You might have just screwed your own race up. You shouldn't have gone for tyres because there's no tyre wear on. So P1 Don, what's happened to P1 Don? All of a sudden, it's all gone wrong for the P1 boys suddenly. So Hedge has now got 7 seconds lead from P1 Don, Benny and Dylan. Big pack of the P1 boys. Mocking Weeks also in 5th. He's holding a big chunk of fuel as well as Mocking. A little bit of penalty to lose. Yep, who knows? So a lot of these drivers, still plenty of fuel on board. Ghostrel Gaming getting something wrong. Possibly meant to come in for fuel, and yeah, didn't. Ah, okay, we've just lost Dylan. Not sure what's going on there. Dylan, Benny, and P1 Don battling it out. Just left the room. Let's hope it was not an incident. And this is just allowing Hedge to disappear, so he does come in the pits now then on lap 9. Are the P1 boys going to follow him in? No, they're not. So P1 Don comes through then to take first place. Benny comes through to take second. TRM the Unser has stopped out as well. Let's just see where Hedge comes in out now. So actually settles back into 4th position. Not far behind the teammate the Unser. 1 seconds back. That's 3.7 seconds to Benny in front then. And another 1 second to P1 Don leading the race now. He's still got a bit of a penalty to lose, but look at that little purple sector. Not a lot of fuel on board though for Benny, so I would expect to see him at the end of this lap for P1 Don. Benny might be able to do 1 extra lap. And the Unser might be able to do 1 or 2. Hedge has just been in. Marco will be able to do another lap. Roby will be able to do another lap, maybe 2. Mocking Weeks, Mocking might be able to go the rest of the race. Ghostrel Gaming. Now he's put fuel on board after his 2nd pit stop. So 8th place for Ghostrel. Let's see how that benefits him. Come the end of the race, 2 pit stops. Not too sure that was the strategy, Ghostrel, but never mind. Mally in 9th, and unfortunately we've lost Dylan. So one of the faster drivers for the P1 team. Not sure what happened. So I would expect to see Don in the pits this lap. He's going to be brave. No, he does come in now. Benny follows him in as well. So both of the P1 drivers up front almost out of fuel. The Unser comes into the pits. It's going to allow, he's gone, the Hedge to come through and regain his 1st place. With only 10 minutes left on the clock, the P1 boys will have to put in a little bit less fuel. Which means they won't have to stop in the pits for quite so long. So everyone back out of the pits then. Let's run back through the order quickly. So Hedge back out in front with a 5.96 second lead over Byrobi. So Byrobi yet to stop. The Unser has stopped, he's into third, taking on just over half a tank. P1 Don, very similar strategy, so just over half a tank, still got half a second penalty to lose, so he's in fourth. Benny's in fifth, again similar strategy, just over half a tank. Mocking Weeks in sixth, still got a quarter of a tank as Mocking. He can do a bit of fuel saving and stick in the slipstream of Benny. He might be able to win the rest of the race. Dylan's back, so it looks like it was connection issues. So Marky Petty then, 7th place at the minute. He's taken on half a tank of fuel as well, right behind 5th and 6th place Benny and Mockin for P1. So Ghost in 8th. A bit of pressure from Malihu. So I think these two are going to be fighting it out for the rest of the race. They've got Dylan might, Ghost Rail may have taken on far too much fuel as well. It might give Mali benefit. So Hedge still leading, 6.7 seconds. Byrobi, he should come in the pits this lap. In he comes then. So the Unser regains his second. P1 Don has closed the gap down to the Unser, so he's going to regain third. He's going to retake fourth. Mocking fifth, so you might have to see Mocking in the pits in a lap or two's time. Mocking Petty, who has pit in sixth. Looks like Mocking Weeks trying to go down the inside. No, not quite. Possibly Mocking Weeks trying to go down the inside of Benny, but it wasn't working. So losing a bit of time to Benny. A bit more pressure from Marco is Mocking Weeks. So Byrobi after his stop was back out in 7th. Goes around the game in still 8th, still under masses of pressure from Mali though. Baggy, evening mate. And yeah, so we've lost Dylan, but he has rejoined the lobby, so we should see him in race 2 as well. Mali looking a bit dangerous into that right-hander there, now looking to make a bit of an attack down towards the hairpin. Should be going defensive Ghost Realm, but no. So allowing Mali through then to take that 8th position. Side by side through the... Oh! So Mali getting it wrong, he's on the sand. Nowhere for him to go through there. Ghost Realm Gaming just put enough pressure on him. Trying to keep his line through the chicane. Got his wheels on the sand, so that was that. Ghost Realm Gaming retakes his 8th position. A look at the lead, look, 9.6 seconds that Hedge has got over the Unser. He's under some serious pressure from P1 Don though. P1 Don as he looks to close that gap down on the Unser. Oh, the Unser's run wide through there. Does that allow Don to make a move? Unfortunately not. He's closed the gap down on the Unser though. Able to get the power on through the Mercedes arena to dive down the inside. These cars being identical, so if it was different GR3 cars, certain cars have better, you know, go around corners better than others, some go down straights better than others, but being as they're using the same car, it's making it a little bit more difficult. So still right on the tailpipes of the Unser. Just about half a second back. He's got about half a second penalty he's got to lose as well. Nice tighter line through there though for P1 Don. Benefiting too much, just running wide a little bit on the exit, slowing him down a little bit, so the Unser are able to pull away a tiny bit. 0.8 of a second that gap up to now. Yo, Burnfright, how you doing? Hope you all liked that sort of stuff, told your mates and told your mums. Still a lot of work for P1 Don to do then to close that gap down. We've got just over 5 minutes left of this race. Let's run through the order quickly then. So TRM Hedge in first, TRM the Unser in second, P1 Don in third, Benny in fourth, TRM Marco in fifth, TRM by Roby in sixth, Marky Weeks in seventh, Ghost Realm Gaming in 8th, still holding penalty, and Mally in 9th. Yep, lost Dylan Kilton from race 1. So Hedge looking comfortable at the minute. Under no pressure behind. He's got nobody on track in front of him to worry about either. I'm all good, Burn Fry. I'm all good. Almost 9.5 seconds lead then, Hedge over teammate the Unser. Teammate the Unser has also managed to drop P1 Don as well a little bit. That gap down to a second now. Still got a penalty to drop as well, has P1 Don. Benny not looking too bad in 4th position. He's off the back of P1 Don now. He's got a little bit of a gap back to Marco Petty behind him. Back to 6th position, nearly 6 seconds, 5.5 seconds back to Roby in 6th. So 3.5 minutes remaining. Weeks in 7th. And he's got himself past Ghost Realm. Picked up a penalty. Ghost Realm has also still got a penalty. So these two have been having a good old punch up for the second half of this race. Second between them. Ghost Realm Gaming not close enough to make an attack into the chicane this time. Losing penalty though. So Hedge out front, 2.5 minutes remaining of race 1. To get himself out front. Dylan Kilton tried his hardest to get past him, didn't work. The Unser was able to close up. There was a little bit of bumping and barging between the Unser and Dylan. Dylan got pushed down a couple of spots. P1 Don Benny came through, and then there was a bit of a connection issue. Dylan ended up getting taken out of the room. Has worked his way back up to second. P1 Don still a little way back, losing more time to the Unser, another half a second. He's putting in purple sectors, but it's not going to benefit him at this late stage in the race. 1:45 left on the clock. They will see one more lap after this one. So Benny in 4th, under no threat from 5th place. TRM Marco Petty 6.2 seconds back. So getting himself passed by Roby. Into 6th. Good Weeks 3.7 back in 7th place. Ali just getting himself past Ghost Realm. Still got his penalty to lose, but pulled a bit of time on Ghost Realm, 2.9 seconds. Well, doesn't look like he's had a bit of off-track action, losing that much time. So this will become final lap then. Hedge leading us through. He's lost a second to the Unser. Still, there's only a lap to go. He's just got to keep it on the black stuff and pointing the right way. P1 Don still unable to close that gap up on the Unser. 30 seconds remaining, so he's just got this lap to do it, and he's just running wide through there as well. That might slow him down a little bit more. Oh, Dylan's left the room again. interesting. It does look like he's having some serious connection issues. So Benny's going to come home fourth then, as long as he keeps pointing in the right direction. Marco Petty in fifth. Roby's going to come home sixth. So doesn't look like there's any real battles kicking off on track. The driver's a little bit too far spread out for attacks to happen. He will almost take mistakes. He's raced well as Hedge. He's managed to fend off the attacks of Dylan for the majority of this race. So through the chicane for the final time in race one. Into the final turn. He's played his strategy about right as well. He's almost out of fuel. Comes across the line for the win then. TRM Hedge taking race one. TRM the Hunters going to come home in second. A little bit far back. P1 done and able to close the gap up at the end there. Comes home in third. Benny's going to come home in fourth position. TRM Marco Petty going to come home fifth. By Roby sixth. Mockingweek seventh. Mockingweek did close that gap down a little bit. Ghostdrum Gaming coming home in eighth after all. So what's happened to Mally? Oh, Mally's run out of fuel. Mally's run out of fuel at the end of the race, so he loses a position to Ghost Realm and comes home in ninth. So that was race one for this evening. I am going to leave you for a little second while I go and get more brown fizzy pop. I've not gone yet though. But now I've gone. Right, I'm back. A top of a brown fizzy pop. Other brown fizzy pops are available. Yeah, mixed bag. Mixed bag. P1 boys looking alright at midway point. Dylan Coulton's rejoined the room. But then the TRM boys coming back pretty strong at the end there, taking first and second. Chris, evening. Baggy, if you're still listening, work the points out. Chop chop. That's your name, isn't it? Work them out. Chop chop. And if he's still on at the end of the stream, which I'm sure he will be, he'll be sorting out points at the end. So I should be able to give you lot the final points before the stream's over. So I think we've got a few minutes break. Yes, 5 minutes by the look of it. And then we jump into the reverse grid for race 2. So grid start as well, standard grid start, no rolling start. Which make it very interesting into turn 1. Although all these drivers look pretty confident and competent. Yeah, so it was connection issues that kicked out Dylan, which is a bit of a shame. Benny just saying they were having a bit of a good race himself, P1 Don and Dylan. I would say yes, there is a 5-minute break hedge, but obviously nobody's. There you go. Nobody's willing to talk to you. Yes, so race 2 at 9 PM. So a little 5-minute break. Who got pole and fastest lap? Why do you want to know those sorts of things? Who got pole? Who got pole? Was it the Unser? No, it was Hedge. Fastest lap was the Unser. There you go. Right, got to crack that window as well, people. It's starting to get a little bit warm in here. So I'll stick myself on track just ready. Sorry about the beeline. That's better. In car, slightly better. Couple more minutes till race 2. Worked out those points yet, Bags? Come on. Should give me a running update on who's going to finish where as they change positions. Does somebody want to send Ghostdrome a quick message? Just remind him to put tyres on. Fuel in, not tyres. Oh, I can imagine he's kicking himself. Oh. I know I would be. That's one thing I've never noticed. Look at that roller coaster on the right hand side of the track there at Nürburgring GP. Don't laugh at him, Michael. Can't help it. It's an easy mistake to make. Is that it? Pepsi Max? You can keep it. I don't do Pepsi Max. Full fat only, thanks. Other brown fizzy pops are available. I've got my Sugar Rush right here. Brown fizzy pop. The highest quality, full fat brown fizzy pop. Slurp, slurp, slurp. You say you want to know the results now, Bags? Is that what you're saying? Jeepers. There you go, quick. Screenshot it. Quick. 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 Right, that's it, you're done. About to start race 2 then. Reverse grid, normal grid start, no rolling. Nobody having a couple of practice starts. That does surprise me. Yeah, struggling with his internet. Let's hope he manages to hold on to his connection for race 2. Ghost Realm Gaming doing his standard, finding the first driver he can at the end of qualifying or the end of this little session. Giving him a little love tap. I'm sure we did that in a race the other night as well. That's Sunday night. So reverse grid, the order being Mali in first, Ghost Realm second, Mocking third, Byrobi fourth, Marco in fifth, Benny sixth, P1 Don 7th, the Unser 8th, Hedge in 9th, and Dylan Kjorten starting at the front. Sorry, at the back. What am I talking about? So they're away. It's a good start by everyone. P1 Don looking to make a move past some of the TRM boys already. He's got a good run into turn 1. Ghost Realm Gaming trying to run wide, dragging Mocking Weeks with him. So there's a big bunch of P1 drivers then in 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. And he's holding on to top spot at the minute. Ghost Realm in 2nd, Mocking 3rd, Benny 4th. Looks like Benny might have the inside line into the next turn. No, he backed out of it. Holds on to 4th though, Don in 5th. We've got the TRM posse right behind. We've got the TRM Marco Petty in 6th, Hedge into 7th already. Dylan into 8th, Byrobi 9th, and the Unser in 10th. So Ali out front, but already got a 2nd penalty to lose. Right, let's just have a let's do this a minute. Need that chat. Not bothered about that. It does look nice, doesn't it, Chris? So 67 points to 44 then for TRM. They're winning this one at the minute. So I'm going to work for the P1 boys to do in race 2. So they're holding on to top spots. Close that gap down. Weeks 2nd back from P1 also. Benny right behind him, and P1 Don. He's got Marco Petty right under his rear wing as well, has P1 Don. You've got to be a bit careful of the attack into turn 1. We have got the Hedge trying to go down the inside of Marco Petty into turn 1. It doesn't work, so he's had to resign himself to 6th place. 7th place is Hedge. Following through every turn, not letting him get away. Doesn't want to just put the pressure on him like he did in race 1. Oh, P1 Don getting it massively wide coming out of the exit of the Mercedes arena. So losing a bit of time to Benny. Taking all sorts of pressure from Marco Petty, almost running it wide there as well, Don. Sorts of pressure then, 2 of the TRM boys trying to get through. Dylan Kjorten go down the inside of the Hedge there. So Dylan Kjorten sneaks through into 7th. That was a good move by Dylan. He saw the gap while Hedge was running wide. setting himself through to take that position. Now he's in a good position to make an attack on Marco Petti in front. Still having to go defensive from Hedge behind though. Also tries to get down the inside of Marco there. Block off the attack from Hedge. Hedge might have the inside line into the chicane at this point. Looks like he's got it. He might even go down the inside of Marco Petti. So he tries through there. Doesn't quite work out for him. I think he cut a little bit of the corner. And he backed off anyway. Relinquishes that place back to Dylan. And then Byroby and the Unser are way off the pace at the minute. 2.7 seconds down from Pack and almost 9 seconds away from the leader. So Mali's still out front then. He's managed to pull a bit of a gap from Ghost Realm. Still not lost that penalty though. Ghost Realm has got Benny closing up on him as well. Weeks just in the background. P1 Don still holding on to 5th. Managed to make a bit of a break from Marco Petti. Pulled a second over Marco now. A little bit of breathing room for him. And then just behind Marco we've got Dylan. He's managed to pull a bit of time from the Hedge as well. Hedge has managed to drop some of his penalty. The uncertain Byroby losing more time. They're now over 3 seconds back from the Hedge. Able to get past Byroby though, up into 9th. Byroby down into 10th. So Mali picking up more penalty, back up to a 2nd. Ghost Realm Gaming still holding on to 2nd place. Benny closing that gap up even more. Although he's managed to pick up half a 2nd penalty as well, so he's got to lose that somewhere. P1 Don back past Mocking Weeks, up into 4th then. He's going to lose out a little bit of penalty, cutting loads off that corner. So Marco Petti holding on to 6th. Dylan's still right there with him in 7th. Again, pulled more time over Hedge. Hedge now 1.7 seconds back from Dylan. You can see the gap there. Dylan just off screen. Oh, we've got chaos. P1 Don's got turn 1 wrong. I thought I heard tyre squealing. Mocking Weeks getting caught up in that as well, so losing positions. So let's just run through the order quickly, see what's happened there. So Mali still holds on to top spot. Ghost Realm Gaming unable to close that gap, losing time if anything. Possibly holding up Benny, so allowing Benny through then after that little mistake. So it's down to Benny to try and make the attack on Mali now. Ghost Realm Gaming 3rd. Not doing a bad job at the minute. Hopefully he only does 1 pit stop. So Dylan up into 4th then. Himself past Marco Petti. So there's a car in between himself and the Hedge. It seems to be the quicker drivers out of the TRM boys in race 1. Okay, 69 with the pole and fastest lap, so 69 points versus 44. Still a lot of work for the P1 boys to do. Chat there. They're trying to get Baggy to do the points live. He's saying no. So Mali's got 3.1 seconds over Benny at the minute. Let's see if Benny can close that gap down. He's managed to lose a 10th of his penalty. He's got 22.5 minutes to try and make that work. So Ghost Realm Gaming still in 3rd. He's got Dylan closing him down 1.5 seconds back. So TRM Hedge has managed to get himself past Marco Petti as well. So Marco Petti losing a couple of positions, although not really after the Mocking Weeks P1 Don incident. so he probably began in 6th and he's ended up in 6th. So Monkey Weeks in 7th as he was in race 1. And the Unser in 8th, Byroby in 9th, and unfortunately P1 Don in 10th. Also second penalty to lose as well, 5 seconds, nearly 6 seconds off the back of Byroby. So a lot of work for P1 Don to do then. So Mali still 1 second penalty, pulling time over Benny. 3.5 second lead. Benny's pulled some time over Ghost Realm, 1.8 seconds, sorry, 1.7 seconds now. Dylan's pulled in half a second on Ghost Realm as well, so this position could change the next lap or so. Hedge is only 1.1 back from Dylan as well. So slowly closing that gap. He's dragging Marco with him. Marco's not lost too much time. A little purple sector there as well, Marco. Monkey Weeks 1.7 back in 7th. He's got the Unser for company. Just got to be a little bit careful of the attacks from the Unser. So a big gap back to Byroby, 4.5 seconds, and P1 Don now pulled a bit of time on Byroby. There's still a lot of work to do for Don. So his fastest lap, sorry, he could have his fastest lap of the race, but it wasn't. That's a 53.9 by Dylan. So Mali's managed to pull 4 seconds over Benny. Nothing Benny can do about that at the minute. Mali's just able to extend that gap. No pressure from anyone in Benny's camp either. He's got Dylan up into 3rd, got himself past Ghost Realm Gaming then. So he's free to now try and attack Benny and Mali. He's 6.5 seconds down from the race leader at the minute. 20 minutes remaining of this race. Let's hope Dylan's internet connection holds out for this one as well. So Ghost Realm 4, half a second back almost from Dylan. Puts another car between himself and Hedge. Losing a bit more time to Hedge. Looks like Hedge being one of the quicker drivers for the TRM team. So the Unser manages to get himself past Mocking Weeks. He was looking pretty close. So Mocking Weeks has got to try and stick with him and do the same. He's already right on him as they head back up the hill towards the chicane. Nothing he's going to be able to do here though. Change the angle of the corner on the way in, get the benefit on the way out. Doesn't look like it's worked for Mocking Weeks this time. So has to resign himself to 8th place then for Mocking at the minute. So Byroby 5.3 seconds back, but P1 Don is chopping chunks out of that time. He's down to 2.5 seconds. So I would expect to see P1 Don to start chopping his way back through the pack slowly. But he has got a lot of work to do. So Mali extended more, 4.7 seconds. 4.8, absolutely nothing Benny can do about this. He is pulling more time over Dylan, but it's just not enough. Dylan's pulled a couple of seconds back on race leader, so 6.7 seconds. I believe it was 8 the last time we checked in. So he's definitely closing the gap on Benny. Has he got enough pace in that Peugeot to close the gap up on race leader Ali? So it looks like Ghost Realm Gaming. What's happened to him? Where's he? He's been nudged off track down into 10th position by the looks of it, as Hedge got a a little bit brutal on the way through by the sounds of things. So he's back down in 6, so it looks like they've both come a bit of a cropper. It's Ghost Realm Gaming coming off worse. TRM Hedge then back down into 6th position. Pressure from Mocking Weeks in 7th. Make a lunge into turn 1. He's pretty damn close as they head down the start-finish straight. P1 Don is all over the tailpipes of Byroby in the background as well. Looks like Hedge is going to hold on to that position. P1 Don then goes to go down the inside into turn 1. Looks like he's got this move done. So P1 Don then just runs Byroby a little bit wide through there, trying to take the position. Byroby's coming back at him though. They're side by side through the Mercedes arena. Some respectful driving here between the two teams. P1 Don gets the job done up into 8th then. Byroby settles back into 9th. Ghost Realm Gaming now with all the work to do. 19 seconds off of Byroby, 39 seconds off of race leader. He's not had a great night as Ghost Realm. So Mali out front, extending even more, 6 seconds. Still holding that 0.9 of a second penalty. Just getting fastest lap of the race there as well, 1:53.850, taking it off of Dylan. In the meantime, Dylan has closed that gap up on Benny. So, is there team orders? Does anyone know if it's just going to be given up, or are they going to battle for it? I expect Benny should let Dylan through, but you never know. That's a good point as well. So the gap at a second between Benny and Dylan. TRM Marco Petty in 4th, 3.6 seconds back. The Unser in 5th, 1.5 seconds back. Then Hedge in 6th, so he's another half a second back. Mocking Weeks now 1.2 seconds back in 7th. Don just getting himself past Byroby up into 8th. He's still got 6.8 seconds to try and close up on Mocking Weeks. So Byroby 9th, and Ghost Realm Gaming looking to close that gap down. He's pulled a second, but he won't be happy, not at all. So Mali 6.1 second lead over second place Benny. Gap down well below a second then between Benny and Dylan. So the slipstream will start to kick in soon, and that gap will come down really quickly. I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I'm going to call you Mark. Let's go TRM. Yeah, they're doing all right at the minute. Mali's out front. They had a good race 1 as well. I think it was the Unser and Hedge in 1st and 2nd. Mali's out front, 6.2 second lead. You can see the gap back to Benny. So Dylan still unable to close that gap and get past Benny either. TRM Marco Petty in 4th, so Mali comes in the pits now. Benny stops out, Dylan stops out, Marco stops out, Hedge stops out, the Unser stops out, Mocking Weeks stops out, Don Dotter stops out, Byroby stops out, and where's Ghost Realm? Miles away. Got plenty of fuel on board at the minute. I think he may have already pit. So Benny holds on to race lead. He's only got a lap or so of fuel on board. Dylan up into 2nd then. Again, similar situation. He's definitely going to have to come into the pits at the end of this lap. So Marco Petty 3rd, Hedge 4th, and the Unser 5th. So Mocking 6th. 7th back out of the pits with 3/4 of a tank. P1 boys looking like they're running a little bit longer. I think they have to stick about half a tank in by the time they come in. P1 Don in 8th then. He's still 4 seconds off of Mali. He's yet to pit. Nairobi 9th, again yet to pit, and Ghost Realm has pit, but a long way off the back of the pack at the minute, 19 seconds. Might be able to get Nairobi position-wise when Nairobi comes in. I think it's about 20-odd second pit lane time. So Benny and Dylan almost bumper to bumper then as they head up the hill towards the chicane. They will both be coming in the pits this lap. I would expect them to anyway. So Benny in, Dylan in. Hedge ghosting out. Hedge is, I'm not sure what's happened there. Has he had to be doing a bit of fuel saving? Has he got the chicane wrong? Now Marco Petty in front of him, and who's the other driver? The Unser as well. So Hedge losing a bit of time there. Mocking Weeks carries on for another lap. So he's still got a quarter of a tank, has Mocking. 10 minutes remaining. And he comes through into second. He's already stopped. Dylan back out of the pits into third. 2.2 seconds back from Mali. So Benny back out in fourth. 2.6 back from Dylan. The Unser 2.8 back in fifth. Marco, oh, the Unser getting it a little bit wrong through the Mercedes arena. A little bit wide through there. It's allowed Marco Petty to close up on him. So Marco Petty out of the pits in 6th, Nairobi in 7th. The Hedge, not too sure what happened to the Hedge, but he was ghosting as he came into the pits. So I'm not sure whether he got the chicane a little bit wrong. Let's just have a look at, yeah, so everyone else's pit times is about 2 minutes. Oh, sorry, that's not, oh no, 2 minutes 12, and the Hedge is about 2 minutes 12, yeah, but something was ghosting on the way into the pits, and he allowed some of his teammates through. It's bizarre. Not sure what happened, but P1 Don then, so he's in the pits back out in 9th. Ghost Realm Gaming has also stopped. So Mocking Weeks leads this one at the minute. Mali hunting him down though. Dylan Kjorton 2 seconds back from Mali. Mocking Weeks hold up Mali enough to allow Dylan to close that gap. He's still got a lap or so of fuel on board, has Mocking Weeks. Mali's just got the entrance into the chicane a little bit wrong and clattered into the back of Mocking Weeks. That slowed him down a little bit. It's allowed Dylan to close that gap up. Mocking chucks himself over to the right hand side of the track, trying to drop that toe from Mali. So the gap is still at 1.8 between third and second. So this is where the battle is really. Mocking Weeks will have to come in the pits. Nairobi comes in the pits now then. So Mocking Weeks, he will have to come in the pits at the end of this lap. That will allow Mali through to retake the race lead. Can Dylan do anything about that? 1.7 seconds off of second place at the minute. That gap just extending to almost 2. Benny in 4th, the Unser 5th, Marco 6th, Hedge in 7th, P1 Don 8th. Still got 7 seconds to try and catch up with Hedge, so not looking good for P1 Don in race 2. Nairobi back out of the pits in 9th, has allowed Ghost Realm Gaming to close that gap up, so he has got 2 seconds to try and take out of Nairobi if he wants that 9th position. Over the hill through the 90-degree left into the 90-degree right. Still managing to hold up Mali. Dylan's closed a little bit of time. He's pulled in about half a second. 7 minutes remaining in race 2. Work to do for Dylan though. Benny still holding on to that 4th. He's got to drop that penalty. He's got a 1.3 second penalty. He's got the Unser only 1.1 seconds back. The after having a good second stint in race 2. So Mockin does come in the pits now then. Interesting to see where he comes out. Won't have to take on board that much fuel. So he's been released now. Where does he come out? Comes out in 5th position, although Marco's going to be coming at a pretty rapid rate of knots. Can Mockin fend him off into the Mercedes arena? He does just. Holds on to 5th then, Mockin. Not having a bad race 2 either. Petty right on his tailpipes though as he goes through the Mercedes arena. He's had to go a little bit defensive from the attacks of the TRM driver behind him. The Hedge unfortunately losing a bit more time, 2.1 seconds down from Marco Petty now. Purple sectors though for the Hedge. P1 done into 8th, but way off the pace, 7.8 seconds off of the Hedge and 18 seconds off of race lead. So Roby still 9th, but not looking like he's going to be holding on to that position for long. Gr3 Gaming has closed that gap right up on him. Just over half a second between those two. So Mali retakes race lead. Dylan right on his tailpipes, 3/4 of a second between these two. But they have been closer, and still Dylan was unable to get the move done. TRM. Which drive was it? TRM Hedge just putting his car right in the right position in race 1, and Dylan just couldn't get through. We'll see whether Mali's got the same kind of skill. So Dylan taking another 10th out of Mali's time there. So closing in down this straight again. Close up a little bit under braking as well, or right up under braking in fact. Almost looking like he was going to go for a move down the inside of Mali then. So the gap down to 0.4 of a second. Doing a good job of keeping it smooth, keeping Mali in touch. Picking up more penalty there, 1.3 seconds now he's got to lose. He's got to do that before he crosses the line, or that just allows Dylan to take the place by default if he's within that 1.3 second gap, which he currently is at the minute, still 4/10 in it, closing in again down towards the hairpin. So back up the hill towards the S's. Exploring those track limits, getting as many wheels on those curves as they dare. Still 0.3 of a second between them. Closing up again a little bit through the left-hander. This is where he needs to close right up on him, gain the toe down this straight and up towards the chicane. So 0.3. And he goes defensive, 0.2. Right in the middle of the track, nowhere for Dylan to go again. Can he get the better run through the chicane? Almost. Mali's making him go defensive. Can he get down the inside into the final turn? He does. Dylan's, a little bit of contact. Mali comes across and chops the nose off of Dylan's car. It's a little bit naughty. Might have just not seen Dylan there down the inside, but Dylan was looking good to take that position then. And just had to back out of it. Mali going defensive into turn 1 again. Can Dylan get a good exit? Change up the camera angle so you guys can see a little bit more of what's going on. So it's on between Mali and Dylan then come the end of this race. We've got 2 laps remaining. The Unser is now 6.3 seconds back in 3rd. Mockin Weeks up into 4th. Marco Petty 5th. Benny in 6th, but all over the back end of Marco. He's got a bit of a penalty to lose still. Hedge in 7th, P1 Don 8th, still off the pace, unable to close those gaps up too much. He's got a 4.2 second penalty as well, so not looking good for race 2 for P1 Don. Gr3 Gaming in 9th after some off-track action between himself and Hedge, and by Roby in 10th then, but back up to the front, Mali holding on to top spot Again, Dylan's just got to stick within that 1.3 second time of the penalty that Mali's holding, and he'll take top spot. So we are on the penultimate lap. So still nothing in it. Mali not losing his penalty down there. Dylan unable to take advantage again into the chicane. His gap's still at 0.3 of a second. Just extending to 0.4. So there'll be 1 minute exactly left on the clock when they come across the line. 0.3 of a second between Dylan and Mali at the minute. Gap comes down every time they come into a corner. So this is the battle for first then. We've got 45 seconds remaining. Can Dylan make the move on Mali? Does he need to, or is he just going to stick in the slipstream and take the win by default? He doesn't need to make a late lunge or anything if that's the case. So let's hope he doesn't decide to go for a bit of a late lunge into the chicane when he doesn't need to. Mess it all up for himself and possibly Mali. It looks like he's just going to stick in the slipstream until the race end. Lifting and coasting, just allowing Mali to roll this one through, just following him through. Still at 0.3 a second, 0.4 of a second, it keeps flicking in between it. So all drivers onto the final lap then. So Mali will come across the line first. Dylan's going to take the win if this is how they stay. Mali going defensive for the final time into the chicane. So not looking like he's going to lose that penalty, but Dylan's going to come through and take the race win by default anyway with the penalty that Mali's holding. Still good race. TRM taking the win, sort of, but Dylan actually taking race win in race 2. Mali taking second. Beyonce third. Mockinwheat's coming home in 4th. Marco Petty 5th. The Hedge comes home 6th. Benny 7th. P1 Don in 8th. So it did close up, but just not enough before the end of the race. Roby's going to come home in 9th. And Ghost Realm Gaming, unfortunately, losing more time. He was all over the rear end of Roby. So Roby comes home in 9th. We just wait for Ghost Realm Gaming to come around this final turn. And Ghost Realm Gaming rounds up the points in 10th position. Still some good racing between the P1 boys and the TRM lads. Very respectful. There's one or two little incidents. It is to be expected. This is racing on Gran Turismo after all. But baggy points, baggy. Do the points, man. Don't tell no one. That's a good point, Chris. Why don't you get Baggy to do the points? Tell us who's won. Baggy, do the points, man. Oh, alright. Okay. Lobby over then. I don't even know if anyone got a good race in there. Results. Ah, you need results. Okay. I don't know. I can't get them, Bags. I can't get them. It's going to kick me out of the room. Ah! You'll have to rewind the stream a bit. Mali took first. Dylan second. Beyonce third. Mocking fourth. was their drivers? The answer, Marco Petty 5th, the Hedge 6th. Who was 7th? Benny. 8th was Don. 9th was Byrobi, and 10th was Ghost Realm. How's that? You could be right. You could be right, Michael. So, unfortunately, we're getting booted out of that lobby. But we'll hang about, just see if Baggy's going to do some points for us. Dylan first, anyway, not Mally. Dylan first, Mally second. The Unser third, Mocking fourth. I forget the TRM drivers' names already, flipping heck. Who was 5th? Who was 5th, the other TRM driver? Oh my god. 6th was the Hedge. Bags points. Baggy. Baggy! Come on now. Got people waiting. Need 5th and 6th. 6th was the Hedge. I need 5th and 6th. 2 secs. Who 2 secs? What? That doesn't even make sense, Baggy. What was 5th's name? Jesus, forgotten. Dylan first. Mally second. The Unser third. Mocking fourth. What was his name? I forget. Was 5th. The Hedge was 6th. Benny was 7th. Don was 8th. Byrobi 9th. Thingy 10th goes from 10th, so whoever I've not mentioned out of them. 130 points to 100, and there you go. So TRM boys scalping the P1 boys tonight. But yeah, we did lose Dylan in race 1, so we lost a few points. He was up front as well, so we lost a few points from Dylan getting kicked out for the P1 team. But yeah, well done TRM. Good racing tonight. You've taken the crown fair and square, but I'm sure the P1 boys will like to put it back on you at some point. So yes, I hope you've liked what you've watched. That was the P1 versus TRM team versus team event. What we got coming up tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, we've got the P1 boys back again with their N300 90s Classic League set up by the man himself, Reg GT. So come check that out. It's been some good racing. That starts at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Very similar format to this, 50-minute quali and then 2 races. Monday night, we've got the minis back at 8:30 for round 2 of the Next Gen Racing Chewit Racing Mini Cooper Cup. That's a mouthful. So that's 8:30 again. That is 15 minutes quali and 2 races. Back Wednesday for round 2 of the GR3s as well. That's also a team versus team event. 4 different sim racing groups in that. That's always some good action. So 8:30 again. I believe that's 2 race format this week, being as race 1 was the Enduro. And that's it for now. So Sundays, Mondays and Wednesdays at the minute. That's my lineup. There may be 1 or 2 other things coming up, but I'm not going to tell you about them. But yep, that's going to be about it. Mike Snails, cheers, Anthony. Sorry, lobby shut so early. Well, it's not your fault. Yeah, that's about it. I'm going to end this stream now. So yes, I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, give it a subscribe. Tell your mates, tell your mum. My name's darksmoka. I'm out of here.